intelligence declines with age.
False.
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 And what I find now when I coach clients and when I look at talking to groups of people is people are not taking their innate skills that they have and those innate talents and saying to themselves or working with somebody else to say, what else can I do basically with these ingredients? It's like making a cake. You got flour, you got sugar, you got water, you got all of that. Well, you can make many different cakes with those kinds of things. It's the same thing with our skills and talents. And I think when we get older, we just don't realize that we can take and be something different.
I worked in retail, major department stores. I was actually assistant buyer for one of the major department stores in Southern California. I was a customer service for another company in the transportation industry. Then, like I said earlier, I worked for a union, a local union here in the Oakland area. So with that retail customer service experience, clerical experience, administrative experience, I combined all those experiences at the downtown Oakland Senior Center. And with going on to college, getting a degree in marketing, I'm using that, still putting all those skills together.
In some of my initial interviews with job counselors, I got such wonderful encouragement. Like some of the others, it's been, of course, it's a little discouraging to be looking for a job for a while and not being successful. But the confidence that they showed in me that I do actually have a lot more transferable and other skills than I had thought based on my previous work experience. It just gave me a boost, and it energized me to the point where I really wanted to try to see if I could work in a field that I'd been interested in for a long time.
Rosemary tells a really great story because she actually is a master's level graduate in library science. And one would think that with that kind of degree that it should not be difficult for her to be able to find employment in her field, because what does age really have to do to impair her ability to work in that field? So what we're really doing here is redirecting the careers of the individual participant, utilizing the strength that they bring to the table and transferring those skills into another career.
I'd like to say something I think we can all agree. I used to have a fear of speaking. And I remember, gosh, if this was years ago, I would have almost wet my pants. Looking in that camera, I would be tongue-tied. But now I have the courage. I can look into the camera, stand in front of anybody, and say whatever I want to say, And I don't feel that nervousness anymore. It's just the encouragement and the security that I feel within myself.
There's two underlining themes at ACID. One is that failure is not an option, that we cannot feel disqualified because of age. And the other one is that we are empowered individuals to move forward.
The face of the senior worker is many. It's a vast storehouse of people with experience in all walks of life. And a lot of these people have a lot to offer. The working situation today doesn't seem to want to capture what we have to offer.
I want to be of value to people. I want to make differences in their lives. I want to be able to trot out all of my tools and my assets and use them. And I'm frustrated when I'm not allowed to do that.
I do think that there's enough work out there for everybody. I don't think it's a gift. I think you have to work for it. Sometimes you have to make changes. Often you have to be trained. But I do think that there are positions out there. It might not be your ideal position. You may be making less money initially than you want to be. I say get out there. Go forward. Don't stagnate.
And it's also that what they say, oh, it's networking. You really get these positions through networking and who you know.
Anymore.
And I've been out there, but there is nothing that's happening. I have not seen support from these women's groups to help a woman.
The Department of Labor is the only one that I know of
And
right
you
now
know
that you
what?
can go to, and they have been in the past, been supportive in their own right. I've never walked into that agency.
But
and
have you
been
ever?
away.
Have you
That's
ever
where they
spoken?
I'm saying
come.
as walking in as a group of people
But-
looking to be counseled in what do you do the next
Exactly.
step.
But have you ever sat in a
Okay.
room at the Department of Labor and looked at the person that's talking to you and said, "That's who's going to teach me"?
I think probably some of the problems that older people have now are the lack of computer skills. They don't have them. If they've been working in just one industry, that they have not had to do more than just their own little area, so they don't know how to do these things. But everything's online. You can learn it all without going to a class. And I've helped a number of people find things and know that you can do that, because most everything I've learned, I've taught myself.
But just like in the 60s, the minority affected a tremendous amount of change. What I'm calling for is to call upon folks who were activists in the 60s and people of all generations to spend some of their time on these issues. Life, in your middle years, in your young old years, and in your old years, and in your old years, could be spent in a balance between fun, work, and service. And it's the service one that tends to, get shortchanged all too often.